Hello, sports fans. I want to welcome everyone to another edition of Sportsmemo's Pro Football Forecast. I'm your host, world champion handicapper, Las Vegas's biggest daily sports bettor, Joe D'Amico. Now, guys, you're going to receive a ton, and I mean a ton of free winners from some of Sportsmemo's documented winning cappers. Providing today's winners are Mr. Jesse Schule, Mr. Ross Benjamin, and myself, Joey D, Joe D'Amico. During the show, guys, you're going to see discounts. Scroll across the bottom of your screen. There goes that sucker now. Look at that one. Take advantage of those discounts. I'm going to bring everybody on real quick. Then I have a few announcements. Welcome, Jesse. Welcome, Ross.
Glad to see you, Joe. Glad to be with you. How you doing, guys?
I see Jesse just about daily, and we talk daily. Ross, we've missed you. You weren't here for about a week or so. I missed you because I said before the show goes on, even though Jesse's got a nice do, you got the best hair in the business. And trust me, I am envious of good hair. I want you to know that. Welcome, guys. I love working with you guys. We're going into NFL playoffs. Very exciting time of year. Very strange year. A lot of things. Anything that could go wrong did go wrong. A lot of strange things happened this season. But I am proud to be going into our playoff segment with two of the best there is. Let me tell everybody what's going on. Sports fans, first of all, we have an amazing discount for you. It is scrolling across your screen. For any capper on this show, you draw for 3-day all access. Any capper on the show, 55% off. Use code CAST55. The offer is good until Saturday when the NFL games kick off. And guys, we would love it if you would like and follow the Sports Memo YouTube channel and our Twitter pages. Guys, also, Jesse, Ross, myself, we're on Twitter, we're on social media. Follow us. I know that Jesse and myself, I know Ross, he's always open to talking to people. I know Jesse, I know he comments a lot on this show to people that comment and have questions. Dion and myself, we comment as often as we can. We try to get to everybody. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. We want to keep making you happy. Speaking of making you happy, let's go right in. Free winners, NFL playoffs. You know him as the Body. We know him as Jesse Schule. Jesse, tell us what you got going on. Free winner NFL, please.
Well, Joe, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that there was a lot of crazy goings on this season and expect the unexpected. And on last week's show, I suggested that the Steelers were not going to make the playoffs. And boy, was I wrong about that. But they didn't make the playoffs because of Big Ben's arm. They made the playoffs because of their stellar defensive play. They've been riding that elite defense, and they ranked first in the NFL in sacks with 55 sacks on the year. They've held 3 of their last 4 opponents to 14 points or less. The one exception there being a 38-10 loss at Kansas City. The head-to-head meetings, though, their previous 3 head-to-head at Kansas City all went under the total. The total for this game is higher than it was in any of those last 4 visits to Kansas City. The Chiefs are a hard team to figure. They've had a good season. Patrick Mahomes has put up big numbers, but they've had their ups and downs. They have not been consistent. Mahomes, he's struggled at times. He's looked like himself one week and looked terrible in other games, and he has struggled turning the ball over. Now he matches up against a tough Steelers defense that creates a lot of pressure and could force a lot of mistakes. You could say that the Chiefs finished the season strong. However, if you watched their last game and the final game of the season, it looked like Denver was driving down the field on their game-winning drive, and the Chiefs get a lucky defensive touchdown and end up winning the game that way. So I'm looking for the Chiefs to probably get the job done here, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think Pittsburgh's going to stick around and make life difficult for Patty Mahomes. And in a cold weather game, 46.5, I think it goes under the total.
There you go, Mr. Jesse Schule, a perennial on the leaderboard in multiple sports. By the way, you called Patrick Mahomes patio homes. Reminded me of an old joke. You know what Irish people sit on? Patio furniture. That's a good one. Jesse, you're doing some great work over at Sports Memo. Can you tell everybody what you got going on, not just for the weekend, but anything else you'd like to go on, not just NFL, but whatever you got going on premium side, please?
Well, you know me, Joe. I've got all bases covered with soccer, college hoops, NHL. I've already got playoff picks up. And, I kind of felt like I was underachieving lately. And lo and behold, I look at the leaderboards at Sportsmemo and I see myself up there for the last 30 days. So it's probably worth getting a 30-day subscription at a nice discount. So why don't you guys give that a try?
There you go. Guys, use that discount, CAST55, 55% off a 3-day package for Jesse. And by the way, Jesse, if you ever feel that you're underachieving, just look at some of the weight that you bench press. Sports fans, Jesse is a workout guy. And I actually saw him lifting up an Oldsmobile 2 weeks ago. He was bench pressing an Oldsmobile. He's a monster. Soft-spoken on the show, a monster in real life. I'm the opposite. Loud, obnoxious on the show, a pussycat in real life. Let's go from one perennial leaderboard fixture to another. I missed him over the last week. He's a pioneer in the sports betting industry. He does have the best hair in the business. He's going to give you his NFL winner this weekend, and listen to it because he invented this business. Mr. Ross Benjamin. Ross.
Yeah, I mean, I can't keep up with Jesse's workout regimen. I do one sit-up a day, Joe, and that's when I get out of bed in the morning. Anyway, I'm going to look at the Philly and Tampa game, and I'm going to use the Kansas City-Pittsburgh game that Jesse just covered as a gauge. Now, when I saw this opening line, it jumped right off the board at me because I fully expected Tampa Bay to be somewhere in the neighborhood of a 10.5 to 11-point favorite, and here they are at minus 8.5. Now, you may say, well, then you love Tampa Bay. No, not so fast, because when I see something fishy like this, I sit back and say, why? Because I trust the odds makers to give out an accurate line, especially in postseason play, as opposed to the regular season, and to go against public perception, because I got to believe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have won 7 of their last 8, covered 6 of those contests, defending world champions, playing at home, and only minus 8.5 against a Philly team that's 9-8, hasn't beat one team all season long that qualified for the postseason, hasn't beaten one team all season long that has a better than 500 record, and yet they're just 8.5. I thought it would be somewhere in the neighborhood of what we saw with Pittsburgh and Kansas City, maybe not as high as 12.5, but certainly in the 10.5, 11 range. So I'm going to go with a contrarian approach here, Joe. Something's up. Something don't smell right. And when it don't smell right, it's usually not right. So I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles plus the 8.5 over Tampa Bay. And like Bill Rafferty would say, when you make a call like that, onions.
The pioneer of the sports betting industry himself, Mr. Ross Benjamin. You know, guys, Jesse has one way of looking at things. I certainly have another. Ross has been doing this successfully for so long. Just because he's got the best hair on the show doesn't mean he's the youngest guy on the show. He really has a great – these are some pieces of gold that you're getting from Ross Benjamin, and it's a great angle. And you know, when you do something once, you're lucky. Do it twice, do it 3 times. Do it over decades. You're good at what you do, and he is very good at what he does. Let him tell you why you need to use that discount code to Sportsmemo, because he's kicking butt and taking names. Ross, what's going on?
You know, I'm transparent. Coming off a horrible day on Tuesday. I mean, we're recording on Wednesday, but 7-0 on Saturday. NFL Game of the Year on Sunday on the Las Vegas Raiders. And by the way, guys, is this coach from the Chargers a bonehead or what? Anyway. And also, I had Georgia as a 5-unit top play on Monday. My 5-unit top plays and above. I had 10-unit play on the Raiders and 3 5-unit winners over the weekend. So 4-0 the last 4 with those top plays in that category. So things are rolling along really well, Joe.
Well, sports fans, use that discount, CAST55, 55% off any, a 3-day package for Ross. And by the way, Jesse, we all know, works out. Ross says he does 1 sit-up every day. I want to tell you my secret, and I have the best success in the world, immediate success when working out. If I ever feel I'm getting a little heavy, I just hang out with fatter people, and it makes me feel good about myself. Now, sorry, guys, I had to. Guys, I've got a game I really want to talk about today. I'm so excited about it. I took my glasses off. Let's put them back on so I can see my write-up. Sports fans, Just like me, I'm going to keep this analysis very short, extremely sweet. As we all know, these two division rivals, we're talking about Boston and New England, met twice in December. The earlier meeting in Foxborough, the Patriots staff changed their entire offensive scheme to minimize Buffalo's defensive strengths, thus leading to a 14-10 victory. The latter meeting in Orchard Park, in which the Bills prevailed 33-21, guys, Buffalo showed all their cards. They threw everything at this team but the kitchen sink, and it did work out. They won the game. But they have nothing left hidden up their sleeves, guys. They showed all their cards. Guys, Belichick and his staff, they're pretty sharp fellas. There's no question that these guys are a smart bunch of coaches. They will come in here doing two things. Number one, offensively leaning on their potent ground attack, which control the clock and slash the Bills' defense for over 370 yards on the ground on over 5 yards per carry in those meetings. The second thing they're going to do, guys, they're going to come in here with a totally different defensive game plan, throwing tons of different looks at Josh Allen, who does have the physicality. The guy's got the physical tools, very good athletic quarterback, but not yet does he have the mental tools. I'm not saying he's a dummy, but not yet does he have the mental tools. At times, when put under pressure, he forces plays and he makes mistakes, and that's what the defense is going to do here. They're going to force him to make mistakes. One more angle I want to let you guys know. On both sides of the ball, these two teams are very similar. Run the ball, pass off the run, strong defensive play, make very little mistakes. They look like almost mirror images statistically, okay? So this comes down to preparation and coaching. Let me say this clearly. There is no way Sean McDermott can outthink the hoodie in the month of January. No way. The road team, 19-6-2 ATS, the last 27 meetings. The underdog, 5-1-1 ATS, the last 7 meetings. The Patriots, 15-3 ATS, the last 18 at the Bills. I'm taking the points here. Now it's my turn to hype myself, sports fans. I will have up all my NFL weekend winners by Thursday morning. All right, and there will be a game of the year in there, sports fans. Just to let you know, the best big game hunter on the planet, 54-17 in big games this football season. That's between college and pro football. This weekend, if you allow me, I will hunt, stalk, and kill your bookmaker. Get all my winners by this Thursday morning. Where? The best website on the planet, Sportsmemo. Guys, before I run down the games, quick announcement or two. Let me bring everybody on because this is not, you might think, just somebody perusing the internet might think this is a dating site. It's not. We're the best handicappers in the planet. Look at how good looking this bunch is. Guys, a couple of quick announcements. First of all, we would love it if you followed the Sportsmemo YouTube channel and our Twitter page. It's free, takes 2 seconds. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you don't. We want to keep coming back. Also, if you want to hit up myself, Ross, or Jesse, guys, Twitter, we will answer back. Couple other things that discount. Any capper on the show for Jesse Schule, Ross Benjamin, or myself, Joey D. 3-day all access. Any capper on the show, 55% off. Use code CAST55. The offer is good through Saturday when the first NFL game kicks off. Lastly, before I run down all the games we had and say goodbye, we have a new daily show. My wife and I, the first lady of Las Vegas, we're known as the first family of Las Vegas sports betting. We have a new show every day, Monday to Friday. Now, we are taking off Thursday. Tomorrow is the 13th. We're taking it off. We have a big event Thursday evening. We're going to be out very, very late. And trust me, you don't want me hungover on the air. That's the one short thing you'll see on sports betting. But tune in, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We usually get the show in. It gets edited, gets put out an hour or two later. We've got some great guests. Friday, we're going to have one of the best running backs to ever don a uniform and step on the gridiron. Next week, we're going to have Jesse Schule. We're going to have Dr. Chuck. We're going to have Don Buster. We're going to have Ross Benjamin. We've got some other surprises coming on. And being that I have a lot of friends here in Las Vegas that are headliners, we may have a celebrity or two, but we will have more athletes from all genres of athletics. I'm going to have some college basketball superstars. Maybe a UNLV Running Rebel national champion from back in the day. Maybe a couple of NBA stars, maybe a couple of NFL stars, maybe a couple of MLB stars when those seasons are on. Let's run down the games. I am very excited about this. The one and only, the body, Jesse Schule says, take under in the Steelers Chiefs. The Pioneer, Mr. Ross Benjamin, says take the Eagles plus 8.5. Your handsome host, Joey D, says, go with them Patriots. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Guys, that means they're going to win this game straight up, and I'll take the 4. I would like to thank Sports Memo, your one-stop shop for all your sports betting needs, our wonderful panel of experts. Most of all, I want to thank you guys out there. This season, our subscribers on YouTube have doubled, and it's because of you, and thank you. We adore you. On behalf of Sports Memo, Jesse Schule, Ross Benjamin, and me, Joey D'Amico, good luck and have a winning day.